Dustin back on the show in our normal spot. Nice for Ryan to join the show. And not only does he join us live from the Rogers Arena, he also donates his tickets for that game. So yeah, like I said, guys, stay tuned. We'll figure out what we're doing. I think Sundays, our 9-hour stream, will be a good chance for us to give those away. So,
an absolutely incredible, generous gift there from Ryan, and show regular, friend of the show. So yeah, we'll figure that out for sure.
So Dustin, how do you start breaking down this game? Because it was another game where, like, we've been seeing this lately. The Canucks more than double the Buffalo Sabres in shots, 32-15. And in the third period, 12 shots to 2. What does this team need to do to get that puck in the back of the net?
I mean, the right guys need to be getting the shots in the better quality spots. You see guys that are absolute floaters out there like Kemp, and there was I can't remember who the other forward I wasn't Baines, I wasn't super happy with his game tonight. It's just really frustrating because at the end of the day, it becomes a talent issue. Scorers find a way to score goals. We see it around the league. When they signed DeBrusque, there was an opportunity to sign more bona fide scorers in a Jonathan Marchessault or a Steven Stamkos. And yes, they are not having great seasons in Nashville, but a lot of that has to do with Nashville not having much up the middle. And, a right-handed Jonathan Marchessault could have fit in quite well with an Elias Pettersson. But again, smaller stature, but multiple 40-goal seasons, not just one flash in a pan season. Eric there cutting me off with a generous donation as per usual. Yeah, I mean, that's all you can say is you know what? Screw the swear jar. Eric already paid for it. For fuck's sakes. I mean, this team, right? Like, they get shots. They control the majority of the game, but they just continue to make mistakes. A bad penalty at a bad time. In the second period where they have lost momentum because they got the lead early in the second from a great goal from Max Sasson, showing off his speed, beating Alex Lyon 5-hole there, showing why he should have been the second line center out of camp, or given a look at least out of camp to be a bona fide NHLer, because in a game like this, you see issues with, Drew O'Connor not knowing where to be in the defensive end. And, with the Tage Thompson one, it's like, does anyone want to play defense in front of our goaltending? He's just wide open in the slot again, in that prime shooting area. Like, if you look at goal 1 and goal 2, like, you can't leave that spot open in your end. You just can't. And then the power play goal, I mean, Benson, beautiful shot. And it sure would be nice to have a guy in the bumper, right, that could get that shot off for us on our power play. Not saying much, but I wore a certain jersey tonight for a reason, because at some point you have to realize that Quinn Hughes became the captain of this team when they traded Bo Horvat. When there are culture issues on a team and you need to do better team building and you need better direction for the team, that starts with leadership and it starts with the captain. And when you look at his tenure in his 3 years as captain, can you tell me honestly that Quinn Hughes changes the off-ice culture of this team or drives the needle of this team in any way, shape, or form other than just being a really talented hockey player?
leading up to tonight, I've had a real problem with the way Quinn Hughes has been playing. I feel like tonight was probably on the island. Like that's moving in the right direction and him trying to set other
Yeah.
people up. And me and you have talked about this, but like the way he carries himself, the hissy fits, the slamming of the stick, the frowning, the body language, all that stuff is not even the post games. And I understand that me and you talk about this all the time. I would hate to deal with Vancouver media. And we talked about this through on our chat where one, the Vancouver Canucks are very, very protective of who makes it into the stadium. So there is only a very select few people who get to ask them questions. And two, they don't want to ruffle feathers. So for the most part, these reporters are not asking the tough questions. And so that results in the Canucks essentially having the same like 3 or 4 questions every single time they're in front of the media. How important is this? What did this mean to you? Right? And they're just sick of that stuff. You can see it. Demko's first presser back, and he's just like, I hate you people so much already. Like, why'd you ask me 3 times in a row how I'm feeling? I'm feeling great. I already said that, right? So I get that. But Trevor Linden always took the media with a smile. Well, not necessarily with a smile, but took it with class. So did Bo Horvat. So did Marcus Naslund. Like all the great captains in this team's history. It didn't matter what the score of the game was. They were front and center in the media, answering the questions and doing it in a literate and a well-worded fashion. Whereas with Quinn Hughes, it's like,
with class and humility and respect. Those aren't things that I get from him. They weren't things that I got from JT Miller. You know, when you go from Marcus Naslund, Henrik Sedin, Bo Horvat to Quinn Hughes, yeah, when Quinn Hughes was given the C and he started on that upward trajectory, it looked like a great thing. But then all of a sudden the locker room has issues and you have 2 forwards who can't get along. Well, you're the captain. That's where you need to fix that. It shouldn't be up to the GM to have to make a trade or things like that. And then all of a sudden, okay, well, they've traded that guy. And now there's still issues within this locker room and culture issues and things. And now there's distractions. And it's like, you're going to trade a second captain in 3 years because of why? I'm just, they hired this coach because of this captain. Everything has been done to appease this player. And at the end of the day, he can't even say he wants to be here and fight for his team. And it just, for me, I just see a team that's trying really hard. Hughes had a better game today, but he's still throwing those shots just into traffic late in the game. And he just doesn't look like the same Quinn Hughes we've seen. And I just can't believe where we're at right now. Like all the assets we've lost, I mean, we're almost healthy. We're borderline healthy and just the inability to build from this GM and management group. You know, 4 years ago, it was 2 years and we'll be back in the, you know, contending for the Stanley Cup. And now it looks like we're further away than we've literally ever been. So I don't, it's really hard to take the ups, like winning in the faceoff dot and having 32 shots. I mean, Buffalo's a shit team, right? So it's not like we can even be, I'm over taking the silver linings, right? Like we can't keep looking for the moral victories. It's 31 games in. It's like, maybe they just suck. And maybe we just need to move forward to, you know, just, I don't know.
Your fiance is donating in chat saying thank you.
I see that.
Mrs. Paragrapher Pro donating $13.99 to the cause.
Appreciates you keeping me busy and giving me an outlet for all my Canucks anger.
Yeah, she's only got to hear it from a distance rather than you being like, no, babe, you need to listen to this.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so 32 shots. I also want to point out that the Buffalo Sabres also blocked 26. So you're looking at 58 shot attempts by the Canucks in this game. And it's almost like I felt like in the last like month, we went from the Canucks playing like Bruce Boudreau team where there was no defense. It was all offense. They were scoring tons of goals, but they couldn't defend to save their lives. And then they switched over and they were suddenly playing pocket hockey where they were locked down defensively, but couldn't get a shot to save their lives. And now we swung back and we're more like kind of like, I think maybe we're getting more into foot hockey where it's like a crazy amount of offense, shooting volume, but also still just defensive breakdowns left, right, and center. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of what they saw in Kelowna. If you do some digging into what went wrong in his tenure as a head coach in Kelowna with the Rockets, it was very similar. Lots of the illusion like they should be good offensively, but just no results. And it's similar to this Canucks team. A lot of volume, a lot of fluff shots, to push that shot total up, but I'd say maybe 11, 12 of the 32 were actually like shots that were legitimately chances at a goal. And the ones that like were better chances, I mean, Hronek's was a better chances at a goal, and it doesn't count as a shot because he hit the post. So
Ping!
I'm struggling. Yes, we have some inexperienced players, but we're also not putting them in the right spots. Like, if you look at the lineup tonight, you have again that weird mix of lefties and righties and grindy guys with grindy guys instead of splitting it up and moving the speed guys kind of together with your one guy that can be a playmaker, shooter combo, goes into the corners, plays the net front gritty, and then you have another guy who kind of likes to play those soft areas up around the tops of the circles. And then you have your center, which I get it. We're lacking in the center depth right now, but you have guys who have played it before, that are more comfortable in playing the position than Drew freaking O'Connor, who looked like a lost little sheep out there. Anytime the puck came into the Canucks end and he was on there as the center, good night. He was lost. Like, draw that poor kid a map, right back to being the left winger, because he needs to be stapled to that position. It is the only position that works for him. I'd rather see Brock Besser be given a shot at center than poor Drew O'Connor. And that's not on him, right? Like that's nothing to do with Drew O'Connor. He was starting to progress well as a winger. But he's been asked by this coaching staff, because of the shitty roster that this management has put together, to have to play center. Like, what are we doing? Like, we complain about the players sucking and like no results, but Drew O'Connor's playing center. David Camp, like, you look at our centers for this this game, and it's like, how are we even in this game? And it's the effort that the guys are putting in that we've talked about all year. But man,
Hunter
I'm
with
starting
another
to be at a
$10
loss.
dono.
Just trying to keep the vibes up, right? Tank all the way.
Well, he's saying tanker veteran here, because I believe now that I'm actually friends with Hunter on Facebook now. I believe he's Canadian military.
There you go.
He's Canadian military. Former tanker here, so he's a tank. He's an expert when it comes to tanks. He says armor is based on 3 factors: armor, mobility, and protection. And the Canucks don't have a lot of protection right now, I think, is where the things drop off. But I will say, I am very encouraged by Niels Big Hog Hoglander, because his play tonight, he was all over that game, right? He played 13 minutes. I thought he played 20. The man was in front of the net. He was causing crap. He was smacking people at every chance he got, trying to get under people's skin. And that's where I think I actually called him Connor Garland at one point when I was calling the game, because he looked like a young Connor Garland out there, which I absolutely love to see. And that's got to be an encouraging sign, because I think you even saw him get elevated in the lineup a little bit, and he was on the end when it was 6-on-5. He was on the ice, so at least Foot, that's an adjustment I did like about Foot's game tonight.
Oh, for sure. Hoglander looks amazing so far. He looks more like the Hoglander we saw that got the 25 goals, was it? That earned him the new contract before Tocchet got his greasy mitts on him and ruined him.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was really great to see him tonight. A steep progression coming back from a long injury. More of that as we transition into the road trip. I really hope we see maybe a Hoglander, Pedersen, Carlson, Swedish connection line out there on the road trip. Not just because of that, just I think the makeup of those three players together on a line would be really, really nice. Hoglander and Carlson are similar in type, but Hoglander's a little more talented in those softer areas, whereas Carlson's more into the front of the net these days. But you're right. Absolutely was controlling the puck well too with his stick handling, was trying to drive into the offensive zone with control. He wasn't into the Tocchet dump and chase. He wasn't falling into that trap. So yeah, I really some really positive stuff from Hoglander for sure. Going into this 5-game road trip coming up here.
Connor Hill with a $2 dono. So why do we sign David Kampf again? Question mark. 0 points in 10 games now. He's playing on a line with two of our most offensive players, and all he's done is turn it into an offensive line. See what I did there? Because they're offensive.
Well, I mean, we signed him to take defensive zone faceoffs and be a defensive forward and play the penalty kill. So why not play him with the two most offensive guys we have? That is the deployment that I have harped about since game one. Since I started to see weird patterns forming and Foot making weird choices with deployment after preseason went so well. And they actually showed signs of maybe having a shot at being competitive. And then when they came out game one and he completely changed everything, all of a sudden Kane was stapled to the top line to maybe try and sell or salvage Alvin's reputation for bringing him in, but it's done nothing but just piss me off and want me to have him traded. So, it at the end of the day, when you look at it all and you factor everything in, you can be mad at ownership, you can be mad at coaching. The players that we have in place right now, it's on Alvin and Rutherford.
Did you see how many minutes Quinn Hughes played tonight?
I don't want to look.
30 minutes and 3 seconds in 22 shifts, which means quick math.
I don't.
It's like a minute and a half per shift.
That's too much. That's too many minutes per shift. That's more than a minute per shift. That's almost a minute. That's almost a minute and a quarter a shift, right?
Minute and 20 seconds. I'll bring it up here for you guys.
So a minute and third a shift. So even more, actually.
Yeah, a minute and 20 seconds per shift. In the third period, he was averaging a minute 40 for his shifts.
And why'd they go away from the two young guys playing together? Because they were playing great? Oh, yeah, because we have two veterans that are getting sucked below the red line together and leaving the front of the net wide open. I don't understand what is happening. He's literally coached our players backwards into not knowing how to actually play hockey.
Kiefer Sherwood with the power play goals. So you love to see that. With the absence of Petey, Kiefer Sherwood comes in and gets the job done on a nice pass from actually good play in general, that one. Connor Garland gets the assist. I don't know if he actually even touched it, but he lifted the stick so that Kiefer Sherwood could get to the puck, which was huge on that power play. So Kiefer Sherwood getting back in the score sheet, scoring his 13th of the year.
Yep. Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, Yep, go ahead.
3 stars of the night.
Oh, I mean, you got to give oh, oh my god. I guess Rasmus Dahlin got a goal and an assist. Tage Thompson a goal and an assist, and I mean, I'd give it all to Buffalo tonight. I'd honestly give it to Lion for the 3rd star. So I don't know if Shorty was feeling bad and threw a bone or not, but for me, it's Darlene, Thompson, and Lion. Those are my 3.
Max Sasson squeaking into the 3rd star, which I'm slightly confused about. I mean, he scored and he had some good moments, but as the best Canuck player in the game tonight, maybe it wasn't Shorty doing the 3 stars tonight, because I don't know if I can explain why that would
Smells like
be.
Tomlinson to me.
Yeah, it might be Tomlinson. Oh my God. Let's see. Did he do anything I mean, maybe he was good in the face-off.
I think he had 5 shots on net tonight. Like he was our best center tonight. I did say that line, I did say that line looked like the best line, and then out he comes and scores in the 2nd period. So, I mean, they're not crazy to pick him as a +1, 5 shots on net. You know, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough. If you're gonna throw a Canuck a bone,
hey,
that's fair.
David Comp 78.6% on the draw. Atu Ratu 62%. Besser was 66%. There it is. Besser's the center.
There
Keep
he
him
is.
there.
Get him in there. Get him in the center all the time. Come on now.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right, so the Canucks have some time off now. They're going to be playing a morning game on Sunday, December the 14th against the Devils. It's going to be a 9:30 start.
What's for breakfast?
Yeah, I know, right? Breakfast hockey. Oh my goodness, we're gonna see the Hughes.
We're gonna have the onesie on for that one, I think.
Yeah.
Have the Canucks onesie on.
And then the Happy Canucks are playing that afternoon as well, but they're not playing until 3:00. So I had this great idea that day I'm gonna stream from the Vancouver Canucks game all the way to the Abbotsford Canucks game at 3:00, which they're playing against Calgary Wranglers again. 4 games in 10 days or something like that. So there's going to be some hate in there, which you'd love to see.
Yep.
Yep. What are you expecting against the future home of Quinn Hughes, the Devils?
They're actually +250, so they're actually not the favorite.
Huh.
For cap reasons. But yeah, anyways, I mean, they're obviously without Jack Hughes, which hurts them deeply. Timo Meier also missing some time now for personal reasons, and he has been very hot as of late. He's been probably their best player, stepping up to help out while Hughes has been out. But I mean, they've been a hot and cold team, like a lot of teams around the league. They are injury riddled. Just the Canucks are not affected by this condensed schedule. There are freakishly more injuries around the league than I've seen in past years. So I believe Markstrom got yanked again tonight in their game. So who knows? Who knows what we're going to get from New Jersey on Sunday morning. But obviously, those early morning games, a lot tougher on the West Coast team, trying to play at 9:30 a.m. their time. It's really difficult to get into any sort of routine. But then again, maybe it's better because you just get in, get a quick little breakfast in you, and then go and play hockey.
Connor Cahill with the $2 dono. We also have the animal to contend with, Chaos Giraffe. And the Disaster Rhino, which is Evander Kane.
Well, what are we going to start calling MP25? I mean, they called him Dragon, but clearly dragons don't exist, so maybe that's why he's been invisible lately.
Yeah, Marcus Pettersson has somehow decided to become a defensive liability rather than being an absolute beast back there.
He has had an awful couple of weeks, man. Like, just brutal.
Maybe that's why Quinn Hughes is playing 30 minutes so that Marcus Pettersson doesn't have to play as much.
Or maybe Adam Foote needs to grow a pair and say, Quinn, get off the fucking ice.
Oh, Dustin,
Oh, swear jar.
Is there anything you want to say to chat before I let you go?
Sorry, that was a chaotic post-game chat, but it's tough to analyze this team, honestly. It's difficult when we have the injuries that we have. The lineup that we ice every night is different these days, it seems like. We never know what we're going to get. We get these crazy efforts similar against Utah. But yeah, I'm not sure where we go from here. Something's got to give. We keep saying trades are going to be made to keep us competitive, but we keep falling down the standings and cemented firmly in 32nd. So I will say this. I appreciate everyone's patience in being a Canucks fan. And I also appreciate you guys wanting to be here with Russ and I during the intermissions, during the post games. We do this because we love this team. And also we love hockey. So to be here with you guys is nothing short of an honor. So I hope everyone enjoys their weekend despite this Canucks loss. Stay dry, stay warm, and have a good one.
I didn't even ask you before I let you go. There's two things I want. Pure Veteran says MP25 is Mega Pylon. So MP stands for Mega Pylon. And then Connor Gill donates to say MP3, the Imagine Dragon.
There you go.
Good one, Dusty. Yeah. I forgot to ask too. Everything's okay for you guys out there with the flooding and all that?
So far, so good. Sounds like we are currently isolated in Chilliwack here. Highway 1 is closed. It sounds like we can go Highway 7 west, but there's no getting to Hope eastbound. I don't know why you need to go that way anyways, but yeah, we got everything we need. We're safe. We're higher elevation out of any floodplains or waters like that. So thanks for the question. And we'll see how the rest of the next week goes, because I do know that today was our dry day and the next 5 days or so in a row, there's a lot of rain coming again. So hopefully nothing major happens, but we'll be waiting Sunday morning with our cup of coffee and our PJs to analyze whatever comes in that first period against the Devils. Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure.
Dustin, I appreciate you very much, man. Tell Katie I say hi, and we'll talk again soon, brother.
For sure. You have a great one too. And all my best to Crystal, and we'll talk to you soon.
Awesome, brother. Have a good night.
Cheers.
Nothing is perfect.